This week on the Steel Report.
And then I remember hitting the buzzer, turning around, and just seeing like my cheering section just going absolutely insane.
American Ninja Warrior Jackson Twait invited back for a second season. We'll get his thoughts on that honor.
The freshman Ryan Purdy.
And fighting to save Hawkeye swimming. Sports director Rick Coleman talks with a Hawkeye freshman and that freshman's Hawkeye dad as they fight to keep the sport. And our program begins right now.
Now from KWWL, this is the Steel Report.
Welcome to the Steel Report for this week. You know, COVID-19 has decimated the athletic budgets of so many schools, including the University of Iowa, where the Hawkeyes have already dropped 4 sports, including swimming. Here's Sports Director Rick Coleman.
Thank you, Ron. Now, Iowa Athletic Director Gary Barta says the decision to cut the 4 sports was strictly a financial one. But Cedar Falls native and former Hawkeye football star Matt Purdy, who has a son on the swim team, is fighting to save those programs. Now, Purdy says it's about doing what is right for the student athletes. Cedar Falls High School Hall of Famer Matt Purdy bled black and gold long before the legendary Hayden Fry recruited him to play football for the Hawkeyes nearly 3 decades ago.
Hayden Fry and Bobby Elliott walking into my house in Cedar Falls. And I can remember them walking in, and I can remember Hayden Fry walking in his black osterskin boots. Bobby Elliott was one of the greatest humans you've ever met in your life. And he recruited me and made me love Iowa,
Purdy spent 4 years playing and fighting for Iowa, as the eternal love for the Hawkeyes was passed down to his son Ryan, an outstanding young swimmer.
This is leading off the freshman Ryan Purdy.
Ryan Purdy became a Hawkeye swimmer and had an outstanding freshman season. However, when he returned to campus to begin his sophomore year 2 weeks ago, it abruptly ended.
No warning. Nobody saw it coming at all.
In a brief meeting with Iowa Athletic Department leaders, 100 student athletes in 4 different sports were informed their Hawkeye careers were over.
They showed no remorse for any of us, to be completely honest with you. It was really disheartening to see so little care about us at that point, you know.
Now, Iowa will honor the scholarships of all the student athletes who saw their programs cut, but the Purdys say it's not enough.
But knowing that my son and every one of these other 100+ athletes are going through this, you know, I think about the mission statement that the University of Iowa has in their Twitter page. It talks about win. You know, all 4 of these programs have a winning history.
Right now, it's still, kids are sad, kids are angry. Yes, we want answers, but we want to have the respect of being a top 20 program, you know, that has come so far in this university, and we want Gary Barta to sit down with us and just listen to what we have to say to him. Money was just the main subject. They said there's just simply no funding for your sport after this year. They said we're in such a deep financial hole that there's going to be no way of climbing back from it, which I completely disagree with. I think we should have been given another opportunity or a warning. You know, colleges before they've given notice before they've been cut. At least 24 hours in advance, which is one of the rules where you're supposed to have 24 hours notice in advance before a scheduled meeting.
You know, from the parent side of things, you know, we need some answers, you know, as how this evolved. How did it come up in 8 days? Where was the emotional support for these kids? How does an administrator only address these student athletes for 2 minutes? You know, what are all the next steps? You know, we haven't even officially been notified, you know, other than what our kids have told us and what we've heard on the news, you know, that, you know, what are our options? You know, there hasn't been a letter sent home. There hasn't been an email sent home. You know, Ryan got a letter, you know, outlining some things, but we haven't got that. And that's the frustrating thing. And I really think in this process, the university has forgotten about the kids. You know, I'm an educator, and I've told everybody from day one in any education class, they're going to tell you, do no harm to kids. And these decisions have done harm to kids in an effort to save money. You know, when you could have looked at other opportunities to save these programs and give them what they so duly deserve, because they've chosen the university for its amazing academic program and its amazing athletic programs. So you think about the Iowa alumni base that's activated now, and the thousands and thousands of people we've been in contact with. I mean, Rick, I've heard from probably 40, 45 of my teammates from my era who have reached out and expressed concern, across the things. And we just want people to understand that this is a fight we're not letting go. We want the university to take a second to pause, come back to the table, and let us find solutions to this problem, because it can be done if we're given the chance.
But obviously, if this goes in our favor, it's gonna be ride or die Iowa till the end. I'll tell you that. But no matter if I end up committing somewhere at some point here down the line, which I don't plan on doing anytime soon, doesn't matter. I'm staying at Iowa.
So you bleed the black and gold. You bleed the black. That's from your dad to you. I mean, that's kind of been the legacy.
Yeah.
And
yeah, exactly.
This is where you want to be.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The day we got cut, I went up to one of our coaches, Coach Sarah, and I was bawling my eyes out at this point. I said, I want to win a Big Ten championship with you guys. And she was like, you guys were the group to do it. We genuinely thought you guys were the group to do it. And that sucked. It really did. That was one of the worst things to hear that day. So I was kind of just gut wrenching at that point. But we're fighting to still live that dream, and so we'll see what happens with it. But if not, it's going to be new opportunities, new experiences, and it's going to be something that I'll have to kind of relearn. But it's Iowa till the end. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, Matt, I know you as a coach, as a former player, you always think about the path to victory. And victory in this sense is saving the Iowa swim and dive program. And the others gymnastics, tennis, also figuring out a way. What's the path to victory right now for?
I think, Rick, the ultimate path to victory is getting the Hawkeye Nation, anybody who gets a chance to watch this when you publicize it, to get them to see the passion, to get them to see the connection between Ryan Purdy and Matt Purdy, and the upswell, and people, writing letters and getting on Twitter, and making sure the university sees that there's a whole lot of pride in these four sports. Even if you're just a Hawkeye football fan, you didn't maybe even know that there was a men's swimming program. Well, it's there now, and it is one of the best programs in the country. It competes, it battles, it graduates, it does what's right every single day. So I beg anybody, in the state of Iowa, is to voice your opinion and do what's right for these kids, because they deserve that. And they chose Iowa for its greatness, and they all want to continue being Hawkeyes. Nobody wants to leave there, but right now they're going to be forced out the door because they're all competitors. And if you're a competitor, you'll know what that means, because you want to get a chance to compete. So that's the path to victory is a huge upswell from just the general Hawkeye fan. And it's calling the athletic director, it's calling the Board of Regents. I mean, I know there's a Board of Regents member in Waterloo, so please help these guys, because they really deserve. And you know what? Once it gets cleared away, come down, watch them compete. Watch the tennis team, the gymnastics team, and the men's and women's swim team. It is a great, great time.
And sports director Rick Coleman joins me on the set right now. And Rick, I think that Ryan and Matt both know this is pretty much a big-time long shot for this program to be reinstated, right?
I agree with you, Ron. I think they know it too, but they're still going to fight it. I mean, one of the options they have right now is to try to get on that Board of Regents meeting, the Iowa Board of Regents, which will meet on September 23rd, get their voices out there again and continue to push the agenda forward for those four programs.
Yeah, I mean, they're not the revenue-producing programs like the basketball and football programs, football particularly, but these kids and their parents have dedicated their lives to this, in this particular case, we're talking about swimming. Yeah.
Exactly. They're very passionate about those programs. They got a lot of tradition there, a lot of success, all four programs. Plus you have a Iowa swim program that has an incredible facility that was just built 10 years ago, an Olympic quality facility. So, I mean, it's certainly got a chance to keep pushing the agenda forward.
The idea that COVID-19 has decimated these budgets, it is so serious. When you're talking about $100 million, a lot of people have said to me, how do they ever make it without the Big Ten network? I mean, wow.
Exactly. That's $100 million without fall football. What if it kind of pushes into next year and they aren't able to play spring football, and then fall football in 2021 is hampered? You're talking about some major millions upon millions of dollars.
You know, we wish them the very best, but it doesn't look like it's going to go too far. But it'd be nice if they could get on that region's, at least the agenda, to let their voices be heard. Yeah.
Exactly, and they have a large following nationwide. You know, a lot of Hawkeyes out there throughout the country that are kind of jumping in with them, at least at this point.
Okay, Sports Director Rick Coleman, as I've been on the show 2 weeks in a row now.
I know, I appreciate that.
Really,
I feel special.
I really appreciate your contribution. I really do. And of course, coming up next, we're going to meet him once again. He's an American Ninja Warrior now for the second season in a row. Jackson Twait of Hudson. His story coming up next.